Alright guys, so today we are exploring the new 2025 Explorer ST. And we'll just get a quick walk around here. This one's a little dirty. We've been having some real nasty weather lately. Ice storms, snowstorms, and just about everything in between. But you can tell it does clean up pretty nice. I do like this color. We have another 25 ST. It's white with the black appearance package. Looks pretty nice. I do like this color though. I think I would prefer black if I were to get one of these. I really want one. Actually, my wife does too, so we'll see who gets one first. But yeah, let's go ahead and start her up and then we'll head on inside. Alright, as always with these Fords, that's what your remote looks like. Hit the lock button twice, and then the start button twice. So it's not too loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it with the noise canceling I have on, but it also isn't a cold start. This thing has been running today. There's your new lights, refresh, and your side lights there. This is your gas cap. You do have roof rails and the panoramic moonroof, which is always a good feature. Alright, so we did remote start it, so it is locked, but I will not press the unlock button. And there we go. It just unlocked, the mirrors folded out, and we're ready to go. So, without further ado, let's get inside. Alright guys, so we are inside now. We got it running. There's some IR sensors there. Oh, that's, yeah. So we have the digital display here, as in the F-150 trimmer. I don't know if I posted this video first or that video first, but it's fully digital and everything. You can change it, and it does change a little bit depending on what drive mode you're in. So if you're in eco mode, trail mode, it'll switch on four-wheel drive. And yeah, there's all the modes. We got trail, slippery, normal, eco mode, sport, and towing. This one does have a tow capacity of 5,000 pounds. It went down a little bit. I'm not really sure why, but it's alright. Still a decent amount for what this is. So new for 2025, what we have over here is the large entertainment center. So before this, it was a lot smaller. It was a little bit lower. They redesigned this for 2025 during the refresh. So your buttons down here, you have your volume knob and your power button for your radio. You have your auto start stop button, turn that off or on. You have your parking button, which is how you get to your parking settings. You have your hazards, you turn those on. The hazards are now on. You hit your camera button down here, and it pulls up the front facing camera and the 360-degree view. And you can change what happens when you hit that button. You can go into these settings and switch which cameras you want on. You can do that, and then you can get this view. This view is pretty cool. It kind of gives you like a whole area around the front. And then hit that again. This is how you turn your traction control off. Just hit that. Traction control off. Hit OK. Clear that. And this is your auto hold. So what that does is, I'll show you. I'll put it in drive. This is really cool. So I'll put it in drive, release off the brake, and yet I'm still not moving until I tap the gas and then I start moving. So that's pretty cool. Some people are kind of off and on about that. I think it's a pretty cool thing, but you know, it might not be for everybody. I think the main thing it's supposed to be for actually is like trails. It makes it a little bit easier on trails. I don't really know how much trail riding you'd be doing in this Explorer ST. This is more of a street car, but you do have your some of your speakers right here. This is really nice. I don't know what you would call this, but it's just really cool. It looks like a home theater soundbar. I've heard the creators of this design, that's what they wanted it kind of to look like, was a home theater. And that's why that is bigger for 2025. So you also have, they moved the wireless charging pad. It's right here right now. Has this little indent to help keep your phone on it. Has a little lip here, so your phone's not just going to fly out if you hit the gas a little bit too hard. You have room for another one, but this one does not have a wireless charging pad, but that's okay. So on the shifter, it is a dial shifter. You have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And then if you're in drive and you hit this button in the middle, that's manual mode. It's not going to do it right now because it's not in drive. But then you can use your paddle shifters back here. And I will say, paddle shifters, really cool. I like performance cars. I think they're really cool. But the paddle shifters, it's an automatic, so you don't have to deal with shifting gears every time you drive your car. But if you're feeling a little bit sporty, you can use your paddle shifters, which they're right back there. Right here you have your wipers, rain sense, and here on the side you have this little switch that's for your rear wiper. See it going back there? Oh, there we go. Now it's off. And then your turn signals and everything are over here. You have your light controls, you have your dash lights, your headlights, and then back here you have the rear hatch, which you can just hit that. And the rear hatch is opening. Hit it again. And it should close right down and relatch itself. Yep, there we go. Alright, so you have your garage door openers here. You do have a sunroof on this one, which the cover is closed. So if you hit this button and bring it all the way back, this has the panoramic moon roof. It is the entire length of the car, except for the third row seating. I think you still have a roof over the third row seating. But then you can open up the sunroof, which it is a little bit cold, but I will open it for you guys. Alright, and then close that back, because like I said, it's cold and a little bit wet. Alright, and then you have your more light controls and stuff. You have your, oh yeah, you don't press on that. There it is. Yeah, you have your light controls for your dome lights and everything. So, over here, we have our glove box. It's pretty good size, pretty deep. Down here, there's another storage box. You just hit that button and it comes up. You do have some USB ports in there, along with a 12-volt charger. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to drop you guys. Here's your electronic parking brake, and this button right here is how, or this dial, this is how you change your drive mode. But if you tap it, it should show you which mode you're currently in. It doesn't move when you tap it, it just shows you which one you're currently in. Here's the console. I forgot the name there for a second. More USB ports in there. They definitely give you multiple options to charge your devices. I love that about these new vehicles. Alright, so we're moving on to the back. And first of all, as always, I set the seat how I would like to be drive. I'm about 6 foot tall, and there's not as much room as an F-150, but there's still plenty of room. I can even kind of slouch a little bit, relax a little bit more. So you do have these sunshades back here. Nice thing, especially if you got kids. That's very nice. Or even just people on a long road trip. You got hangers, you got your own lights back here. You got a vent like that on both sides. And there's that panoramic moon roof. It is over the captain's chairs, which, yes, these are captain's chairs. They're very comfortable. They are heated as well. You can turn that on right there. Sorry, my fingers are probably in the way all the time. You do have your climate control back here as well. And then you also have your USB ports. And in this, we have our 120, which is like a standard wall plug. You can charge laptops and stuff off that. You got your cup holders, pretty standard. You have storage in the back of the seats. So we also have our speakers on our doors, some speakers. That's not the only speakers back here. Let's move to the very back. Before I do move back, these back seats and the front seats too, all the captain's chairs, they have that ST stitched in there, which also becomes invisible if you're off to the side, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love the stitching on these seats. They're really cool. I like the red stitching. I just like the design of these seats. They're really, really good. Okay, it's a bit of a different story in the back seat, but this is, the third row seat is never for, fully grown adults, long trips. I could ride back here for a little while if I had to. I just wouldn't want to do it too long. Like I said, I'm kind of a pretty big guy though. I'm about 6 foot, 215 pounds, I think. And you still got plenty of stuff back here. You got more charging ports in the very back. You got little storage cubbies and whatnot everywhere. Tow hooks for cargo. Yeah, there's not too much back here, but there's still leather seats. You got your headrests that fold up and down. So that's what they're like up. And you also got vents back here, and you got lights. All right, well, I think that's about it for now. Let's go back outside. So another reason people get these vehicles, I'm sorry if there's extra noise, by the way. I have noise canceling on my microphones, but I don't know how well they work yet. But another reason people get these vehicles is because, you know, it's a family vehicle but still sporty. It's a man van, as some people like to call it. So you do have your button, which I don't know if you can see it, but there's an arrow right there pointing down, right below the R in Explorer, the second R. That is where your liftgate button is. So if you just tap that, comes right on up. So even if you need the third row seats, like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, then you can still store a decent amount. There is storage beneath this and some little cubbies on the sides as well. But also you have this. That's your buttons for the seats, and they electrically fold down. And you have quite a bit more cargo space. And like I said, that's what those are for. Cargo tie downs. You've got some all over the place, little things for cargo nets, more speakers. Yeah, I mean, this is a good this would be a good camping vehicle too. It is you know, all-wheel drive, so you do have that as well, so you can go on explorations as well. And it has some decent ground clearance as well. I don't know how well you can actually tell. My camera isn't super great for showing, you know, distance of things. You also have your tow package on this one. Dual tip, dual exhaust on both sides. And then if you hit this button again, it closes itself. But also on the remote, you also have your trunk button, which if you hit it twice, it'll go ahead and open up for you. And once it's open, if you hit it twice again, it'll go ahead and close for you. Alright, so let's go on a drive now. Alright, so as you can see there, we got our seatbelt on. Go ahead and close that out. And just for funsies, we'll make sure it's in sport mode. Ain't gonna get nothing too crazy, but do kind of want to show you guys the capabilities and everything. So I am kind of driving with one hand right now because I don't have a good camera to do this with. Well, I do, I just didn't bring it. I ain't gonna drive super crazy or too far. We also do have the heating steering wheel. I kind of forgot about that until just now because I noticed it. We'll just go, I'll go drive around just a little bit. Just go out here to the left. I don't know how much you guys will actually be able to hear the car itself because of the noise canceling. It tries to pick out voices. Let's go this way. This thing is actually pretty fast. Didn't want to go too fast there. I'm not I'm on a, you know, a lower speed limit road, and I just don't like to drive super crazy. Let's go ahead and turn on this neighborhood street back here. Get some little neighborhood driving. Like I said, I don't know how well you guys can actually hear it, but that twin turbo 3.0 V6 sounds really, really nice. And it's not loud by any means. It is a stock exhaust, but it does still sound pretty nice. As with a lot of new vehicles, it's hard to say which one specifically because I am kind of new to selling Fords, but this one is equipped with a Blue Cruise. It is a subscription-based service, but you do get a free trial with it when you purchase the vehicle. That's hands-free driving. It's basically you know, an autopilot, self-driving, I guess you could say. Which I can put the prices for the subscriptions here. And there's a couple different price options for that. There's like I said, a subscription. There's a one-time purchase, where if you pay that price, you get it for life, which I think that should be an option with anything. I think a lot of places that have subscription-based services, they don't really need to be subscription-based, like a lot of software. But anyway, I'm getting off track there a little bit. You also do have your speed limit recognition. I'll try and zoom in on that a little bit in editing. But basically it tells you what the speed limit is, and you can also set it up to where it'll alert you if you are speeding. I believe that uses the cameras on the vehicle to notice speed limit signs, and then it will post that there on the dash for you. You can see we also have our navigation over here, and I will say this thing warmed up really quick, and the heated seats and heated steering wheel, it all warmed up very, very quick. It's kind of crazy, actually. So I'll talk about, give me just a second here. I'll talk about the few details while we're driving. So as I said, it's a twin turbo 3.0 V6. It's pushing about 400 horsepower. Now that obviously varies on what drive mode you're in. We're in sport mode, so I believe that's the 400 horsepower mode. And with that 3.0 twin turbo V6, we're getting about 18 miles per gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. Unless you drive like me and you do this. Like I said, I ain't trying to get too crazy. Just trying to show you guys what this thing can do. It's a family hot rod, that's for sure. It's very, very interesting to see what the Explorer has become. This is the top line trim package for the Explorer. I love how they, made it a performance vehicle, but yet you still get all the luxuries of, like, a platinum or something like that. This is what I would consider the top line of the Explorer nowadays. Very easy to turn, good power steering. Oh, I am speeding. I'll slow back down a little bit. Apparently it's 25 on this road. So you do have your different drive modes. Eco mode, obviously you're not going to get the power that you have in sport mode, but you would save a little bit of money on gas. I feel like if you're driving on the highway, cruising on the interstate, I feel like eco mode would probably be the mode to be in. Until you get up to speed, though, maybe put it in normal or maybe even sport if that's more your thing. So I'll go ahead and drive on back and see you guys in here in just a second. Alright guys, I'm just parking it here, and you can see that when we put it in reverse, we get that 360-degree view and the backup camera, which is pretty nice. I like that 360-degree view. It kind of shows you how actually close you are to things, and it's really helpful when you're lining up the lot, because it makes sure you're actually putting them all straight relatively. Back up a little more. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to talk about a few things that I think I forgot to mention. So we do have adaptive cruise control. That kind of goes in with the Blue Cruise stuff. Blind spot monitoring. You have your lights on your mirrors. It should beep at you. Like if you're cruising on the highway, put your left turn signal on. There's someone there. It will beep at you, I believe. Like I said, this one has the tow package. Lane departure warning. That's, if you don't have your turn signal on and you're getting a little bit close to that line, it'll let you know. Power lift gate, the memory seats, you can set profiles on here. Say if I put myself as profile 1, then my wife can come in and put herself as profile 2, and that's what those buttons are. That 1, 2, and 3 you see right there. You just hit 1, and that's what profile you're in. See, I can feel the seat changing right now. It's not moving, it's like less lumbar support. Like I said, that twin turbo 3.0 V6 puts about 400 horsepower, which is giving you about 18 miles per gallon in the city, 25 highway. And that 3.0 V6 is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And we have class 3 towing of 5,000 pounds. That's the tow capacity. And I'll show you here, or I probably already showed it to you when we were outside. You do have those red brake calipers. They just help it stand out a little bit more from, you know, a standard Explorer like that one. I believe that's an active, but I'm not sure. Okay, so let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and just kill it right there. That's really all we need to talk about when we're inside the vehicle. You probably just got a glimpse of what I'm going to talk about next. I need better equipment for this, but this works for now. So, the MSRP for this specific Explorer ST, the 2025, is $60,795. I know, it's a lot of money. Trust me, I want one, but the Corwin price, which is where this thing is being sold, is $58,261. So you do get a better deal with the Corwin price. There's those painted brake calipers. You got them all the way around. I really do like these wheels. I think they're very unique to the Explorer ST. Oh, another change real quick. They added this. This is part of your brake lights. See if I can get them to flash real quick. That's the wrong keys. That's my keys. No, well, that's just your blinkers. But anyway, you get the idea. The brake lights extend onto the tailgate. They did do stuff like that for the refresh. So that $58,261 Corwin price does not include additional rebates and retail offers and everything like that. So you do get a savings with that. Here, I can show you. My handwriting is terrible, but there's that if you want to save that. So, yeah, I mean, I really want one. I probably didn't touch absolutely everything I could have, but I feel like I did a pretty decent job in helping someone, you know, determine if this is the car for them. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.